Welcome to the interview room. Muzzy checking in, the time's here. How you all doing? All right, let's begin. Let's have a chat about the fact that I want to interview the best fighters in the world, and that's that. Had a lot of guests from everywhere, all across the globe. Fighters tell me about the journey.
We're not recording the video yet.
Yeah.
What's going on, boys?
Fucking dressing gown, man.
How are we, boys? What's going on?
Good. How are we, everyone?
Good, boys. Happy Anzac
All
Day.
good. Yep, hands. Okay.
Same to you.
How we all been? Peasey, how have you been, mate, up there in
Probably like most mates, probably a little bit daunted by what's going on, and not really having a clear date to when we can all go back. It's all hearsay at present stage, as you know.
Yep.
Until we get a clear path of when we can open up, because each state's obviously different for what they can do and when they can open up. So, I'm sort of like most. I've got a lot of my coaches out are doing Uber Muay Thai. They go to some of the fighters out to keep the fighters active, and a couple of personal clients as well. But that's really about all we're doing at the moment up here.
Uber Muay Thai. I hope you're charging for the
Uber
they are as well.
Yeah, look, these coaches work specifically for me, probably a bit like most other guys. These guys, that's their income. So if I can do anything to help them, this is working for them. So they're pretty happy with what's going on.
Yeah, we could. And Andy, how are you going down there in Sydney, mate?
Yeah, same, man. Just trying to make things work, to be honest. Rent's probably the hardest thing for us, but and also trying to manage a couple of the Thai boys. We're really lucky to have the JobKeeper thing for most of us. Chalk's not covered, unfortunately, so we've got to try and make that work, and really just it's all about, I guess, trying to remain sustainable, if that makes sense, man. Like just enough to keep through, because I'm on the other side of things. I think it's probably going to drag out for a little bit, so I'm not anticipating anything open up any time soon. So I really want to try and make things last as long as possible.
Definitely. Pinky.
Yeah, bro. Down here, it's we're probably a little bit luckier than a lot, I guess. Like it's pretty much all but dead here. Like it's pretty much all but gone. I've got a feeling like we're only a few weeks until we can do something. Like right now, like I've just been, doing a few like one-on-ones and stuff. People's houses, like using their bags and stuff. Just guiding them through technique and shit. But yeah, like there's probably a chance that we'll open up, but it'll be no like pad holding and stuff. Probably be just like bag work. So I'll probably do like 45-minute bag work classes or something. I've written out a bit of a plan of what I'm going to do when we do open, make it work, make everyone happy. But yeah, it's been definitely probably me, like probably a lot of you actually, like even it's the mental game, like you've got so much time taken up by the whole Muay Thai game that all of a sudden you've got some free time. It's like, fuck, like what do I do with myself?
Yeah.
You can only wank 30 times a day. And it's, but, you know what I mean? It's like, there's just so much free time that we don't normally have, or even just free mind time, because you're always thinking about what promoter you got to contact and who's fighting and who's what and who's where. And all of a sudden it's like you feel like there's nothing going on. So it's some changes, like it's some people, the guys are doing the Zoom classes and stuff that works for some. Doesn't, I couldn't do that myself. But you adapt, you make things work for you. And yeah, it's definitely been stressful. The first week was one of the worst weeks of my life. Yeah. Like, it was because I suppose most of you know, like we all know each other pretty well. Like I think I'm living the dream as far as a human. And I literally felt like half my dream was ripped away, and then came to terms with it after a few days, and then started fresh, and started working on it.
Mm. And how have you been? How have you been feeling, Donnie?
Yeah, I've been good, mate. Sort of landed on my feet again. The first couple of weeks was pretty hard, not getting up and not really having anything to go into the gym for was the hardest thing. When you wake up and go, fuck, is this for real? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was pretty difficult. And then the kids off school, and my wife's heavily pregnant, so I've been all right. I've been wheeling and dealing, selling a lot of stock that I got hold of, luckily, on consignment, really, really cheap of a friend, and just helping people out with gear and stuff like that. Rent a little bit out, give some away for a lot of my members.
Yep.
PTs, no, I haven't really done anything because, I'm sort of like Pinky, unless I'm physically, helping them out, holding pads, it's what I've been doing for over 20 years. It's hard for me to do the other type. So, my guys are pretty resourceful. There's plenty of other stuff online they can watch and be a part of. And, I've been sending them fights to watch, and, some of them have been, most of them have been doing their own training. A lot of them have been running now. They'll be ready for marathons soon, I reckon. And I'm sort of doing a bit of labouring work for a mate, brickwork with Keith Grant, for a mate of mine. So I've been actually really busy. I'm in my dressing gown now because I'm fucking knackered, But it's a strange time. I've got my opinions on it. It's like, hopefully we're out of the worst of it. Well, not the worst of it, but hopefully we're only weeks away from opening up, and that's what I feel should be happening. I'm going to go into the gym next week and start doing, PTs, just, the gym's closed one-on-one.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's it for now, really,
So yeah, guys, let's talk about that bit of side hustle. So Donnie, you've obviously had to get some more work to supplement the income that you've lost. How about Andy? I know you've been very fortunate. Tell us about that.
The side hustle thing's pretty interesting, eh? I've had a crack at absolutely everything, and so we've started a drive-through Thai restaurant out the way that our car park is kind of set up. Blessed with having both, like my missus, Singh's missus, Singh and Chok, they all know their way around pretty good.
Yeah.
We've set it up now in the car park so that on Friday and Saturday nights people pre-order and they literally just drive straight through. They don't even have to get out of their car, and we're like chucking food into the car. It's pretty sick that way. Me personally, I've had to take I'm not a bit of a hit, just taking one for the team at the moment. I've had to go back and work for in a pretty shitty gig, but it is what it is, man. The boys are all doing Zoom stuff, which it's pretty. Everyone's got their own opinions on it and stuff, but in the end, we've got to provide a service for our members, and we've got to give them something, and we've got to give them an opportunity to be able to stay focused and stay training and stay keen and have a touch point with our trainers, because our trainers love their job. And like Singh and Chalk, and I know we were all lost, but these boys are used to, for our gym, they're used to just training constantly. And then all of a sudden, it happened the second week, they were like, why don't people want to do this? And I'm like, well, man, people aren't doing anything. They're at home. They're it's heartbreaking, because they almost look at you with these eyes to say, don't people like me anymore? And I'm like, fuck, man, it's not about whether they like you or not. People are at home and they can't do anything. So just trying to work through it all, and had some good conversations with some other guys overseas and stuff. But, we're just trying to make it work. And like I said, I'm bunkering for the long haul in Sydney. It's a bit different to everybody else, but in Sydney, I'm trying to bunker in, and I'm trying to aim for past winter. I just got to make it through winter, man. Do whatever the fuck it takes.
Yeah.
Through winter. If I can't get through winter, I'm fucked, basically. Yeah. And that's been real. I'm not going to sugarcoat it.
Yep.
Just got to get past winter.
And Mark, what about yourself and your team of trainers and that you've got up there working with you? How have you guys been?
Yeah, pretty much the same as everybody else. I mean, each state differing from what their regulations and restrictions are. I mean, I talk pretty constantly to all my fighters, especially the fight team. We're all quite close. And some of my other coaches are guys like Danny Dudowski and guys like that still talk to the fighters here as well. So they're getting out and about, but I mean, so you can see the mental state of a lot of the guys now sort of waning a little bit, because they don't really have a set goal or a focus to train for a fight. And so it's sort of, I don't know, it's sort of takes a little bit of toll on them, plus myself as well, because I can't see them actually training and so forth. But they're telling you now they're doing a 10K run and bag work here and bag work there. It's very, very hard, mate. As I said, I have good days. I'm not going to lie, I have bad days as well. But I have other ventures as well, so I'm pretty much okay at the moment. So as I said, if I'm like Andrew, I mean, if it closed down till probably September, I'd be okay. But after that, man, I'd be screwed like everybody else.
Yeah. And Pinky, are you all right? Have you been labouring or looking for odd jobs here and there?
I've done a little. I've been doing a little bit here and there. I was for a couple of weeks. I'd do like I do one day, which would cover the rent in my house, like a day's working with a mate of mine. It's like 16-hour days. But mainly like it's funny, just coincidentally, like the missus had never been able to save money in her life, and we both started saving after she got back from Thailand last year. And we've literally got enough money. The first night we found out we had to shut up, we literally sat down and talked, and we worked out that between us we had enough savings to cover rent, the house, cover rent in the gym, and live food wise and stuff until like for about 6 months. So like till September. But by the time September comes, we'll be like flat stick fucked. Like we have nothing left. So I've been doing a little bit of PPs and stuff, which is obviously a little bit of money here and there. I was lucky that a few of the guys stayed on direct debit as well. Like not like all of them did in the beginning, and then they've gradually dropped off. Like some people have lost their jobs and stuff. But I'm still making enough to cover my rent through the direct debits, and those guys are getting some stuff off of the Instagram account to fund, to make it worth their while. Like they're just little tasks on Instagram and stuff. But yeah, no real. I could never work a normal job again if I fucking tried. I don't think. I'm unemployable.
What's a normal job?
Everybody knows me well enough to know that. Donnie agrees.
I know all you guys have been keeping in touch with all your fighters, but how have you found it trying to keep them motivated?
Impossible.
Yeah.
Look, some of them are quite good. Like guys like Jaden Enoy, they don't need any motivation. They just want to train constantly, and because he works in the security industry, they're not working as well. So they've got free time on their hands as well. So they're trying to adapt to, obviously, sleeping when they can, getting up and training, eating, go back and training again. But the motivation, I can see it now starting to wane a little bit because I'm sort of having to call them up and talk to them. And, as I said, it's hard to myself, but I can see it's hard to these guys. Well, I mean, I went and trained James Honey in his backyard the other night. It's the first time in probably 3 weeks, and he's been working 16-hour days, but he's now waiting for because he's in the trade industry, he's waiting for the trades to start to slow down. Then he's going to be in trouble. So trying to motivate them, it's a day-by-day thing, definitely.
Yeah. It's hard. Like I'm trying to, like the ones who are keen and are right into it, man, like it makes me really proud to see the stuff that they're doing. Like I've got one of my boys, Darren Chen, has been really good, and he's a pivotal part of our fight team now. He's only just new to the team, but he's posting his Instagram stories and Snapchats, and all the young guys are into at the moment. They're keeping themselves accountable. You know what? Even if it's like just doing just keeping some form of fitness, it's so important. I'm trying to tell them that if you've got any hope of having a fight, you got to stay reasonably fit. Because imagine they open the doors in 3 months, and let's have a fight. Who the fuck's going to be ready to fight? If you haven't been training, it's going to take 3 to 6 months.
Exactly.
That's Christmas, you got nothing. So it's really important. Like, man, I'm probably, drinking way too much at the moment, like a lot of people. But as long as you're trying to stay fit and a little bit of weight maintenance, so that base level of fitness is there when the doors open, it's going to help you out. But if those other guys that are just off with the fairies, they're fucked, man. And they're not fighting this
year.
Yeah.
I got a couple of the group chats for a few of my guys, a morning crew and an evening crew, and just all crew, and I sort of touch base with them almost every day. We used to just mainly talk about Muay Thai and who's doing what and shows and, you know, sending them fights and that kind of stuff. But now it's more, you know, they've become really close with each other, which is a good thing. And they're sharing their, what is it? There's a couple of different running apps that they're involved in. Tiff's been really great. She's kind of still working, but reduced hours now. So she's set up a little gym at home and she's doing some online stuff as well. They're all keeping in shape. They're all keeping in touch with each other. That's the main thing. If I don't hear from them over a couple of days, I'll you know, jump in and, hey, who's there? And I ask them, how's your day? Who's working? What's going on? You know, so they're all, you know, they're all doing pretty well considering the circumstances. I'm very proud of them. I think everyone would be like, all the trainers, I hope everyone would be in the same situation with the students, being able to touch base with them like that, and just keep an eye on them, because some of them are, you know, like, you don't really know what's going through their head, you know, and then they ask you, when's the gym open? And you're like, well, fuck, you know as much as I do. So as soon as, you know, I just said, guys, it's only been a few weeks really, hasn't it? Like, how long's it been? A month? You know, this could go on longer, but I'm an optimist too. You know, I think a lot of people are going to go, look, man, it's, you know, it's time now for everyone to get back to what they're doing. We, you know, if you look into all the stats and everything, it's time for everyone to, before things get worse in another way, like mental state of everyone, you know, rather than physical state. Yeah, it's time for everyone to go back to training. And fight-wise, I haven't really even thought about that because I've just put it on the back burner. I'm like, well, if we do get, you know, if there's some shows running in November, my mates are running shows, like, let's say Sai's doing Rebellion or Andy's doing Sound to Sydney, you know, it'll definitely be towards the end of the year, you know, like, hoping anyway. But, you know, there's going to be nothing happening through winter in Melbourne, that's for sure.
I don't think
but the main thing is more important than shows is more the gyms opening up. Everybody's gym opening up, getting the students back in their training. That's more important, I think, at this stage, you know.
When they first shut down, like first said about shows getting cancelled and stuff, for me, I was like, all right, well, that is what it is. Let's see who really fucking loves Muay Thai and who just does it for the fights. And then when, you know, the gyms got shut down, like I'll be honest, like, I've hardly, unless I touch base with them, I've only got 2 guys that contact me, like, out of my fight team, which is a bit sad, you know. I've got, like, Ryan, who's my 2IC in the gym, and Meech, who's, like, you know, my age and just started fighting, but been with me for, like, he's my longest running student. Those 2 guys have, you know, they're showing all their exercising stuff, sending through videos, sending through stuff so I can post it on my Instagram. But aside from that, I've hardly heard dick out of anyone.
When we finally do get the go-ahead, whenever that is, whether it be 1 month or who knows when, how long for each of you do you reckon it would take you to get your fighters ready for
2 weeks?
I reckon about 14 months.
You've got to get them on all the gear that they're taking, or whatever it is that they're taking, or drinking.
Well, I think a lot of them have started drinking as a hobby. I don't know.
Eating
Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just the trainers easy. I reckon. Look, the thing is, I think it's all the same across the board because we're all in the same situation. So you could go, all right, the shows are open now. You know, let's just fucking do a show in 1 month. We're all going to be fucking out of shape. You know what I mean? So it's an even playing board, isn't it?
I'm happy with 4 weeks from zero.
So I'd say to be comfortable.
I don't think I'm fit enough to even whack them with the bamboo cane for more than 10 minutes at the moment.
Well, I think one thing I wanted to bring up was when we talked about, like, just not training. I think a major thing that I've found just through trial and error is, especially in these times, like, people need to really try and keep up their diet because it's very easy to do a lot of overindulging in everything because there's nothing else to do. And at least if they can keep the weight off then it'll be a lot easier to get back in shape, because I think you'll see a lot of people come back and they'll either have to try and cut a lot of weight, or they may even have to fight up from what they're used to, because and you don't have that, you know, that kick in the ass that everyone needs, because it's so easy just to get home and go, I should go for a run, and then you go, oh no, fuck that, I'm not doing that, and then you just go and watch Netflix or something like that, which is, I have been guilty of it myself.
Or even with the food thing, it fucks with their head, you know, because the chemical imbalances and shit, if they're not exercising, it's literally what, you know, the cure for depression: exercise, eat well, and don't party. Like literally everyone's doing all three of those things during this time. It's just a recipe for disaster.
Absolutely, lads. So, boys, what else is going on? What else is going on in the wonderful world of Oz Muay Thai?
So I had a 2-up session today. I'm pretty fucking stoked. I'm going to make it an annual thing, I reckon.
I saw you tag me. I didn't know what the fuck that. I was working hard on the bricks, you know.
I can't believe you're working, man. You haven't fucking worked in like 20 years, cunt. And you fucking all of a sudden you're working with a brickie. What is going on?
Yeah, I've still got a couple of days left, you know. He's very happy with my performance. I think I'm getting a bonus.
The apprentice.
And then I see Andy's tagged me in something, but I don't have the time, because once I'm on, you know. So I had to wait till I got home, and then do I owe anyone any money or alcohol, Andy?
Well, no, I just put you down for every single bet, so you probably owe me about 6 cases, man. So it's fine.
Well, you'll have to drive down here to get them, boy.
It was sick, man. It was really good. I didn't expect it to be so good.
I think Sam won. Big Sam Cassidy told me he won about $50 worth off Peter Haddon. Is that true?
He owes me a case. He owes me a case.
Who's Sam?
Cassidy, I want a case of him. It can't be a fucking Leo either. It's got to be something good.
Well, he's stuck over in Thailand. He's supposed to be putting stuff on the gym page, but he must be out, you know, chasing ladyboys again.
Bless.
He's supposed to be putting up.
They're training over there, man. Looks like they're doing a good job.
They are training. Yeah, Fabio Pinker was in the front. You know, that video I sent you. I sent it to you, Sai, and Item, and it was pretty hard to work out who it was. But then, you know, you got it in the end after a couple of clues. Fabio Pinker's working on his groundwork, mate, and I've probably got a little bit of inside information on him, but we'll just keep it hush for now. Yeah,
that's a scoop. That's a scoop,
baby.
Yeah, come on, mate.
I've got some big news, Muzzy.
Share it with the world, mate.
Is this live across the world?
What I want to know is,
well, he's going to UFC, man.
Fabio Pinker.
Oh yeah,
this is where I was interested.
Yeah,
apparently, that's what Big Sam told me anyway.
Yeah, right.
No one. Can you bring me the telescope, please?
Are we on the scotches now? Are we? All right.
Oh,
let's do it.
Not a race, Andy.
Oh, we're live. Sorry, wait till we're finished.
No, we're fine.
Oh, okay.
This is actually this is that kombucha, whatever it's called. Kombucha.
Yeah.
Of course it is. Good for the stomach.
Glass.
Good for the guts, they say. Muncie, what's going on with you, man?
Kills all bacteria.
What's going on with
Muncie,
me?
what's happening?
Yep, so I'm in Perth. Still lucky, still got a job at the moment. It works. It's died down, but still got a job, man. Still trying to keep active, still trying and just run and do body weight exercises 3 times a week, but I'm probably only doing it about 2 times a week at the moment. I've got some different tracks. I can run like a 2K, a 4K, a 7K, or if I can be bothered, 11Ks, but that doesn't get done too often.
Can I ask you guys, sort of rudely interrupt there?
Absolutely.
Any of you guys run a marathon or a half marathon before?
No.
I've run a half marathon, yeah.
I've done both.
Well, I know you haven't, Andy.
I've done a marathon. I did the Bangkok marathon.
I've done both. Melbourne marathon, Melbourne half marathon. Just thought I'd throw that out there.
And how was it?
For extra points, yeah, it was good. It's good fun.
Why don't you get your running app and you can join my running team, Kat?
No, my ankle's been fucked for a year and a half.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm off the running, mate. I've been off the running about 12 years.
you might have to get the lycras out and go for a cycle.
I might take up fucking roller skating, to be honest.
You go good
Yeah,
out
put
there,
a tutu
man.
on and shit. Put a tutu on, Donny.
Hey, got a question
Can you
for
lend me
guys.
yours, mate?
Bit stretched in the front.
Hey, ask Matty Webb. Have you seen those things? That is fucking awesome.
Oh,
have you seen that shit
wow.
they're doing?
How
I
hectic,
love
mate.
it.
Photos.
How hectic
I
are they?
love it. I think that is so sick, man. Whatever that company is that they're doing them, those exercises that those guys are going, man, I checked that out. It cracks me up.
I know
That's
Cleo quite well, the boss girl.
That's it.
Cleo, she's come and trained with me before. Yeah, like she's cool. She's deaf, hey. She's got like permanent hearing aid things like in, but she still barely. She has to read mouths and shit.
Way.
Yeah, she's so fucking cool, that chick, eh? Like and like awesome technique as well. Like she was training with Matt at Corporate Box before, and then he joined the team with their team. It's her and her husband, and then they got like another 3 trainers or something. So she gave me some info when we first, when all the shit first kicked off, like where they were at, sort of thing. Because they just opened new premises and shit, like yourself, just moved to a bigger premises and stuff.
Hey, Pete.
And yeah, she was like telling me how they're doing things and how many numbers they need to be able to keep everyone still on the same employment schedule they were on before, so everyone could make the same money. And I think they're doing okay, you know.
Man.
But they're good fun, you know. It's some good fun shit they do.
It is. Also, what's some of the good shit you guys have seen, man? Like some of that stuff's sick. Like I had an absolute blast today. I'm loving hanging out with my kids and shit.
Yeah.
Like I've never been able to do that usually. What
He's been a terrible dad since I've known him. He's never home, you know. Shocking, Dad. Shocking.
Definitely the whole time with the kids has been amazing, hey? Like homeschooling and shit. Like it's been good for my working on my patience, because I'm a pretty grumpy old man, eh? And doing the homeschooling's been cool, and having Antoine, like, you know, he's only 3, joining in with Bella's homeschooling, and like watching him learn to, because they're doing like doing Thai and stuff as well, learn to fucking both of them learn to read Thai and shit. Yeah, it's been cool, man. Like it's been good being around the house and actually being here in the mornings when I like getting up, and they're getting up before me. They're waking up before me, and I get out of bed, they're already, you know, up and about, and I get to spend some time with them before I go off and do whatever. And yeah, it's definitely, there's definitely been some bonuses for this whole situation. It sucks financially and business wise, but to be able to
did you find a place, Pinky?
What was that, bro?
Did you find another place yet? You started to move out, you were saying before the other day I spoke to you, or how's that going?
You have no idea, eh? Like he
You want some cheap?
For the Muay Thai world, my landlord's a tosser, and he sort of put it on me that he wouldn't give me discount in my current shed, but if I moved to another one, he'd give it to me for half price. So we finally agreed to it, got some ideas of how we're going to do it, and then he just he pulls the pin the morning I'm ripping the gym apart. He pulls the pin to say, "Oh, sorry, I can't modify the walls or some shit. It was just going to cost him too much. He's just a tight ass." So now I'm staying where I'm at, and just going to do a rebuild.
There.
That's all right, man.
Just going to do a rebuild, do a fresh start with a new setup in there, move things around, and so everyone comes in.
Guys, can I ask Andy, did anyone apply for apparently there's like a $10,000 relief grant or something like that for small business or business in general? Did you apply? Did anyone go for that? Like any of you guys?
Yeah, I've put it all in there. I've applied for everything. I've got JobKeeper, I got some random $750 bonus in my account the other day.
He's a survivor, old Andy. He's a survivor.
But I'm waiting on the 10 grand one's a bit different, man. I think they're waiting on your
my wife's shop got that, and it took a little while. It took like 2 weeks, and then 2 or 3 weeks, and it's come through. And they're all ties. Yeah. So Boy actually helped me out with that the other day. It's interesting times, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
I'm going to keep that for staff wages, to be quite honest, for staff wages and rent. Because if we get past, we can get to September, no worries. But after September is when it's going to go like tits up, and then that's when I'll probably have to dig into that 10K. But if we get past September, all right, that 10K is probably just going to go on the biggest fucking party. Man, can you imagine? Can you imagine when we open up? How sick is it going to be? Like, fuck, man. Man.
Look how excited he is.
I've been thinking about it. I've been talking about it to everyone. When we open up again, it's going to be epic. Imagine the first time people can go back into a fucking pub and have a beer again, man.
Yeah.
Oh, mate.
Oh, yeah.
There's going to be so much face touching. It's not going to be funny. You know what I mean?
I'm not fucking touching your face until you can't have a shave.
Mate, I can't wait to put both of my big fucking bricklaying hands all over that bulbous head of yours, Andy, and touch it everywhere. Everywhere.
Hey, boys,
Turn this into one of those calls.
can I ask, in particular, you, Andy, and Mark, you both had shows organised. Mark, you have your War on the Shore, Andy with your Siam to Sydney. You've had shows organised before all this saga come in.
Yep.
Do you think, like, depending on how long this goes for, obviously the longer it goes for, the less and less chance there is of ever having a show this year. When do you think the longer that when's the longest it could be, this could go on for before you go, nah, it's too late, I can't have a show this year?
Mark, I'll leave.
Oh, look, mate, to be honest, because we were going to go to the, the Star Casino. So we had it all booked out and everything like that. And the day that it all sort of fell apart, I had to give a deposit, and I didn't really want to give a deposit. So they said that I didn't have to give a deposit, just sign the contract and give them some alternate dates. So I gave them another date in October and July the 3rd, which is what we're meant to do. But I can't see July happening at all, nowhere near it. The casinos aren't even open. And more to the point now, I'm worried more about my sponsors because, one, we won't be able to get international fighters coming across at all. So there'll be other local interstate fighters, and some of my sponsors now sort of their work's fallen by the wayside. So I'm a little bit apprehensive to sort of say, yeah, we can go in October, but if it goes back in the next 4 to 6 weeks, I would say 100% October, no doubt about it. But past then, I think 2020 is a write-off.
Mm. Yeah. What about yourself, Andy, with Siam to Sydney?
Man, like, when it happened, I was originally like, yeah, no worries, we'll just kind of wait until June.
Yeah.
We usually do, March, June, and September.
Yeah.
But, man, I can't even imagine doing a September show, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
But, you know, it depends on the crowd, like the numbers that they're going to allow and all the regulations. Like, I just predict that when the first level of things that they're going to allow people to do is, you know, the temperature check, certain amount of people per space, blah, blah, blah. And then once it starts to increase a little bit, we can maybe look at doing like development days or gym shows maybe just to get the ball rolling. Like if we can allow like the amount of officials and trainers and whatever just for competition's sake, it's not going to be for like show. It's not going to be for entertainment. It'll just be like, it'll have to be non-ticketed. So fuck knows how it's going to be funded, but if there's going to be any form of competition, I'm predicting by December, it's going to have to be almost at an amateur level or professional fighters, unfortunately. And it sucks even being an ex-fighter too to say that, mate, like, they're not even getting paid enough as is. You boys know they're getting paid fuck all. Like, it sucks. And I'm a promoter. I'd love to pay more. But, yeah, like, if they want to fight, we're going to have to, like, just crack on with it. I don't know, man.
You
I
might
reckon December as well, hey? I can't see anything happening before December.
Yeah.
Unless it's going to be like, you know, like an opening doors party, like I said.
Yeah.
I'm already thinking about, like if it comes to the point where we can interact and have enough people per space and we can have a party and pubs are open and stuff, I'll do like I did for my 10th birthday in December last year and just have a party and just it was sick.
Yeah.
It's not going to be like a show, you know, like that breaks my heart. But
The first shows that
as
come
long as
back,
they're keeping it alive.
the first shows that come back aren't going to, it's just they're not going to be your average, your average typical show. So that could be a good thing as well. It definitely, everyone coming together is a really good thing. There's going to be a lot of happy faces there. It's just might not be where it was when we left. So when we pick up, it's going to be a bit different. But the main thing is, it'd be awesome to have, to know when that time is. They
don't know either. That's the problem we're all faced with. No one's got a date.
Yeah.
Okay, we can go back to the gyms in end of May. Shows, you can put a show on, July, August, or September. They don't even know. That's the problem.
This year will be kind of not so much a write-off, but it's just going to be different. I think it'll just be a different sort of way. For now, but I think next year for sure everything should be back on track, and we're going to see a lot of fresh faces.
Small shows, hey? Like putting on, like there'll be like small, like maximum 500 sort of crowd. So you do like smaller shows where it's not, like your big Rebellion compared to like I don't know what's a smaller everyday show that like whatever, like none of the massive shows I don't think will be on. It'll be all like more like a Roots compared to a Rebellion, I guess.
I don't even think it'll be at that level, man. Like a Roots and like a regular show, you can pull like 300 to 500. I kind of anticipate it being almost like a padded sparring day type of vibe, where you're not really going to be allowed to have a paying audience. You can have competition, and the competitors obviously need to be tested and whatnot. But and we've also got to go through the stages of in our state anyway. Combat Sports Authority have given us a no, like there's no fights, like it ain't happening. So they're going to have to come out and say like, okay, they'll come out with their new rules and regulations, whatever it is. Like you can only have 100 people, or you can only do this. You can have, like it's going to be really tricky. It's going to
be, 100%.
Let's talk about some positives. Let's talk about some positives. So, Andy, you still there? Because your head wasn't moving. I thought you just froze.
No, I was trying to pour a drink, man. I was looking into the camera, pouring it like without. Sorry.
Oh yeah. Are you still on the? You're still on the berry what's it called? Kombucha, whatever. You're still on that.
If it's good for me, I don't drink it, man.
Well, we talked. Nick Stone. We've been in contact, and as you know, Andy, a bit harder for the other guys, but it's the next one. The next time we all meet up down there or up there, for me, it's going to be a pretty. I think it's going to take first prize over the first time we went there. We did some charity work. Andy and I did the blindfold boxing.
That was cool.
There was a huge bonfire. There was dirt bikes, and when I say huge bonfire, it was about 20 foot high. Yeah, and then the thing got lit, and it was about 50 foot high. I spoke to Nick the other day, and he's keen to have everyone there. Whoever wants to come is more than welcome. We'll probably go on for 3 or 4 days just catching up with everyone. I'm actually looking forward to that, because when I know when that is allowed, we won't be that far away from actually running as sort of normal. So this, at this stage we're talking late May, early June. He was saying so, but we don't know. Everything's still up in the air. But looking forward to it though, because I've got to, the rematch with Andy. Everyone's been talking about the big rematch.
So keen, man. Who threw a knee? Someone threw an illegal knee, but
I think someone threw an illegal knee. But we
had a b-boy battle afterwards, so that that was where I was really sorted out.
How was what was the weight difference between you two, or was it even?
It's pretty close, man. I was probably sitting around 75.
It was about 12 divisions.
Oh man!
I mean,
there was an illegal head clash as well. Hang on, guys! I just got to take my oil.
Your oil.
This is
CBD.
Now you got me interested.
Oil.
Is that CBD, Don?
Yeah, it's supposed to help me sleep, but it's
We all do it. We've all got it.
Yeah, I take it as well.
Good boy.
I didn't do anything for me personally, unless it's got THC.
Yeah, it doesn't knock me out like the Thai Valiums. That's for sure.
So I'm about to say. No, I'm not going there, man.
What about some mild oil, Donny?
Sorry, buddy.
What about some dried apricots with some oil?
Oh God, your stuff's lethal. Well, we're not gonna go there, are we today? Maybe if you guys want to, we will.
I actually find the CBD oil works well. I just have trouble getting it into Australia from America now. So there's a place up in Nimbin Hemp Embassy.
Is that with THC or no THC?
No, with or without. I was getting it in. The ones I had was no THC from America. It was called Fightback from a dude who does BJJ, and he actually used to be an ex-drug addict, so that's why he made it without THC. But I got about 2 or 3 shipments through like last year, and then I tried to get some more, and then customs have just been onto it. So there's actually a place, Nimbin Hemp Embassy. If you send them an email, they'll send you an email back, and they'll show you all the prices and all their CBD oils.
We should have the phone numbers running at the bottom like an ad right now as you're saying that, Muzzy.
But yeah,
1-800 cannabis oil.
The interesting one's what's happening in Thailand, right? Like it's I'm fascinated by what's going to happen over there because it's the motherland, and man, they're in a world of pain. But they're also there's a whole lot of new scams going on. I was talking to the boys about it today because so they've over there they've announced that they're paying people 5,000 baht a month. So each person can get it and they can access it and stuff, which is sick.
But you've got to be a taxpayer.
Hey?
You have to have been a taxpayer. So heaps of people have been fucked. All the roadside schools and shit have all been fucked. Yeah.
So you had to have a job. And the other thing is you've got to actually, online, you've got to actually apply for it. So I heard today, so there's some mad scams going around that like some young guys are doing are playing like, the Good Samaritan, saying, "Don't worry, old Betsy, I'll help you out. I'll get you your money and I'll give you $1,000." And they're pocketing the $4,000, you know, like. And then there's people are doing the whole. Yeah, it's nuts. But it's good to hear that they're doing it. Like my old man stuck out here from the Philippines, and even in the Philippines, there's a bit of money going around. So it's good to hear that they got money flowing, you know.
I was watching a video today. They're looking at started next month doing opening Channel 7 fights. Because they talk. I was watching. Did you watch that? Dragun Muay Thai, the Dragun Muay Thai guy. He's talked with a bit of a list. Wears glasses.
Yeah.
So Sangatit, and he's fighting Gulab Dam or something on I think their first show back.
I think the hardest thing is with that is that when it all hit, there's such a big backlash about what happened because of everybody at Lumpini that day. Yeah. And then it just kept on it was like a snowball effect. I think when they posted that thing at Lumpini and it said that one person had it and then it came out and then people were commenting in the comments underneath the original post to say, I've got it. Yeah. And they kept on updating and it went from having one person infected to 30. And it's shocking, and I'm just feeling it for them so hard. They're all being sent there,
but I forgot.
Lucky man.
I was laying there getting sucked yunt from Ajahn Matt, and I was like, oh, shit, I'm supposed to be at the fights.
Oh, yeah. Or Matty Dean and that as well. Matty Dean copped it, and you know, whether or not it hurts him or not, Matty had to stay away from his family for 14 days, man, in quarantine, so he couldn't see his kids. So whether or not it hurts you or not, it's a different story. But just not being able to have access to your kids and family is a pretty shit go. But
that's luck.
So I don't know what's going to happen. Look how many ties. I heard that when it was all shot down, I might be wrong, but look how many trainers there are on just a street like that main drag in Phuket. Fucking hundreds of them. They're all being sent back home. Out in the country is probably the best place for them because they can get some type of food and whatnot. But that's all right for a month or 2, 3. After that, what do you do, man?
My Thai mum's fucked. We've been sending her over money like the owner of Patong Stadium Gym, like the big boss there, like she's pretty much fucked. We've been sending her over money between me and my mate in Melbourne, been like, you know, a little bit here and there and stuff.
Oh, they're
Just to
awful.
try and get her by, you know.
Yeah.
Hey, imagine like we're all right because we've got government assistance and we can negotiate and whatnot, but there's just going to be gym after gym after gym over there they live hand to mouth anyway. Like owning a gym in Thailand, can you imagine how hard that is anyway? Next step, you just got to pack up and leave. So there's going to be all these empty gyms.
Yeah.
There's no international travel, and they're all relying on international travel.
Yeah.
It's it's fucking dark, man. Like I don't like.
Man. Scary.
I think we're yet to see the worst of it. It's just started. You can't, you know, and we're talking not just Thailand. I think Southeast Asia in general.
Yeah.
You know, there's no real borders, really, is there? People, like Andy said, they eat hand to mouth. You know, when people can't go out and work and sell food or do whatever it is they do, you know, we've already just started to see it. You know, women and mothers and committing suicide, and they don't know how to deal with it as well. You know, they just don't know how to deal with it. And mate, it's just if things don't change there, or somebody steps up and you know, takes the right measures, the right precautions to do it all properly, this is just the domino effect now. And you're gonna, apart from, you're not gonna have some, you know, the majority of people with a mild flu. You're gonna have this dark period of basically death, you know. That's what we're going to see. That's what we started to see, and that's not just there, it's kind of everywhere, but those guys will get hit hard, you know. There's nowhere for them to go. There's no one to turn to.
No, exactly.
And Andy, I know sorry, you were just talking about Channel 7 possibly, I think it was Don wanted to bring up Channel 7 possibly opening soon. I remember you and I were talking about it probably a couple of months ago, but would you be able to tell the people listening, remember how Channel 7 have changed their dress code for, in particular, foreigners?
Yeah.
Oh, well, they've always been really strict, man. So it's one of those stadiums where it's like, it's very Bangkok. Like you had to wear a shirt. You couldn't get in there in singlet anyway, but it just kind of really knuckled down on the rules and stuff, where you had to wear a collared shirt if you're a man or a gentleman, long pants. And the females, the same deal. They couldn't show shoulders. Kind of like going into a temple. So some guys started making some good coin out on the street, renting out gear and stuff like that.
So they're selling flowery elephant hippie pants out, you know, or out the front. So you actually go into the stadium looking 10 times worse than you were originally.
Stop people like coming up straight out of Khalsan Road or Phuket and rocking up with fucking singlets and fisherman's pants and a fucking, I don't know. It's not too bad.
It's a good laugh. It's a good laugh.
It is a good laugh, but I think it's something that you like to get on board with too, Pinky. Because I know, like, and I'm loving your rants, man. And I know that's something that you've actually talked about also. Sort of when you're in the corner, dressing appropriately for it. That's something that you feel strong
I'm a big
about.
one for dress code, man. I'm a big one for dress code, and Carly, who promotes Pride in Adelaide here, she jumped on the same thing, like saying that we're having a dress code for cornermen and stuff. Like, I think there's nothing. I think it's disgusting. I hate seeing shorts up in the corner. You know, I won't let my guys corner with me if they're wearing shorts or thongs or singlets.
No shoes, man.
What was that?
Put some shoes on. Wear a nice shirt.
No shoes.
Yeah, like I think the minimum should be t-shirt, jeans, or pants, whatever, and no trackies and shit. T-shirt, jeans, and sneakers minimum. You know. And then me and Andy can have a little shoe competition, our little kicks competition. But
no, I'm not competing there. Oh, I'm actually starting to get a chance to wear all my shoes at the moment.
Same.
So I just want to add this: no promoter should be wearing shorts. If there's any promoters out there in shorts, it's fucking big no. Like, nobody in the crowd should be wearing shorts unless it's, you know, Queensland, and then you've got your compulsory fucking 4X singlet as well.
Whoa.
It's so hot up there, you know. But yeah.
Yeah, definitely one for looking. Look, I think there's nothing wrong with looking good at a fight show. You know, looking neat and tidy. It brings the class up.
I think it depends on where you are. Like, you know, if you're in Queensland, it's hot. It's a more casual environment. The people are more relaxed. I feel that it applies to that environment. It's all right. Bangkok, you know, you're at the elite level. You're in a stadium where people have worked their like lives. It's like going to the Madison Square Garden of boxing. You gotta look sharp. Like I went to go and take a Mongkong off a fighter once to Channel 7, and I had to put a suit on, like a suit jacket on, just to get up onto the ring, you know. So I think it just depends on your environment. If you're fighting out on one of the islands and that's the go, and you rock and roll, man, that's cool. But if you're in a major city and it's a city where, you know, depending on the show that you're fighting on, you should at least just have a pair of jeans and a t-shirt on.
Yeah, I get it. Like I'll always wear jeans and shoes and a t-shirt. But like I do get, like, you know, depending, like when I've been to fight shows in the, like on the side of the road in fucking in Samui or something, you know, like it's a little bit different, you know. But I think for me, I think if there's a camera, if it's being filmed, dress nice.
Yeah,
definitely. You need definitely need etiquette in the ring, 100%.
You look good when you tarted up too, Pinky. You look sharp, mate.
What was that, bro?
You look good when you tarted up properly, mate. Do it more often.
It's funny, I only ever shave for fight shows, and I only ever cut my hair for fight shows. I never bother with either when there's no fight shows.
I get one.
Speaking of sharp, Peasey you got a Vespa, yeah?
Yes, mate.
Yeah, mate, nice.
It's good.
Have you got a little mod gang put together yet?
All the guys up here ride Harleys.
Oh, mate, V-rods.
Yeah, I don't know what they got, but as I said, I've had my Vespa a couple of years now. I used to have one years ago, and used to hang out with some mods and all that. And was VB.
Pretty classy, mate. Pretty classy. There's a bit of a scene in Melbourne. I think there's one in Sydney as well.
Yeah.
Good fun.
Yeah,
man.
Perth over in Perth when we were over there last time as well. So big business.
Is it busy in Queensland, Mark? Like, are you in whereabouts are you based? Like where do you live?
I live in Benogan, which is probably about 15 minutes from Burleigh Heads Beach. So
is Burleigh busy? Like in Sydney, man. Like it's if you're in the suburbs around the streets, the roads are dead. Yeah. But there's heaps of people walking around, and we got. If you're in Bondi, you're a fucker. I'm sorry, no, it's shit anyway. But yeah, what's it like there?
The beaches have been ridiculous. Like when they talk about social distance, everyone now is an exercise freak.
Yeah,
running, sunbathing, beach, surfing. We went Burleigh probably Monday. I went down there after I did my own little session. There was probably about 100 guys there at the point surfing. So social distancing, it doesn't really sort of cut it down here, but when it was Easter, it was quite quiet, unfortunately.
Yeah. Bondi, they tried to reopen, not Bondi, but the ones around it the other day.
Yeah.
And they said they almost had like planks going down. Like, okay, you want to go swim and exercise? Go down the plank, or you can or whatever. Man, I think it was like 2 hours in.
Yeah.
People just started, all the backpackers just started getting out on the beach again, and they just came in and said, you guys fucked, and just shut it down again.
Shut down again, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
I just told them to move on. Like that.
Nothing's even changed here in Adelaide, eh?
Man.
Like, the only thing, like, I haven't been to like the shopping centres and shit, but pretty much everywhere you go, there's still just as many people out and about. There's more people exercising, running around the streets and shit. And
cool.
I've never seen so many people out in the evenings walking, like as a couple or running or whatever.
Yeah.
But you go anywhere, like you go down towards the beach here, there's people everywhere. Like walking, nothing's really changed here in Adelaide, eh? Except for businesses just being shut down.
Yeah.
That's it.
You'll be able to pick up some real cheap gym equipment secondhand once this is all over, I promise you.
Yeah, man, everyone's buying them.
You know what's the hardest piece of equipment to find?
Bags, punching bag.
Well,
you can't get them anywhere.
Something more simple you can use at home is the chin-up bar that goes under the door frame.
Oh yeah.
So they've become really sought after, and just thought I'd pump out my own little ad. So I got onto Gumtree and I found one.
Don Miller, 1-800-455.
Do you remember Randy Couture? What was it? The Tower 2000. You got a door, you got a gym.
Yeah.
You got a door, you got a gym. You
Gym.
can do this. The Tower 2000.
Tower 2000.
So I've named my chin-up bar the Chin-Up Bar 3000. So basically, you've got number one, you must have a door for this to work. So you need a door frame, and you need a chin-up bar. So I found one, I found one online, and I got them down. I haggled them down $5. Took me about 10 minutes.
Typical Scottish manner.
Oh, hi, Jimmy. So I drove up there, picked it up, and obviously I sanitized it first. So I made a little, pact with myself to do 50 chin-ups every day of the week. That was about a week ago. So I'm averaging about 25 a day at the moment, 25, 30. So, yeah, I'd love to see Andy, because I know you probably drink more than me, and you're a little bit younger, not much, but a little bit. So, Andy, the challenge is out. We can start this on Monday if you want.
Let's do it.
Well,
Chin-up challenge? Are you fair income? You can't fucking do 5 chin-ups, can't?
So the first
Is that
3 days,
bandage just today, mate? Is that bandage?
I did 50. I did 50 every day for the first 3 days, and then my fucking arms got too big, so I backed off.
I get that all the time too. That's all push-ups. Don't do push-ups or
I've
chin-ups.
definitely got chin-ups. I'm not bad now. I can do sets of 10, no problem. Like 10.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They've got to be dodgy Thai ones, man. They're not full length.
This way, yeah, not this way.
You got a bandage as well, eh?
Have you got a bar there going? You got your Hugh Hefner gear on?
I'm in my fucking robe, man. I've got no underwear.
Maybe that could be a new thing Monday. Get the missus to film you, do the 25 chin-up challenge, put it on Facebook and put it out there to all the Muay Thai world and all the trainers. Don, get it started, mate.
I said sets of 10, mate. Fucking easy on, boy. Easy on. 10.
Oh, God.
Let's fucking start at the bottom and work our way up, yeah? 10.
Yeah. Speaking of, how was your you went on you had a little trip with Blair and with your over in New Zealand a couple of months. How was that?
Yeah, mate. That was when was that?
It was only like fucking 8 weeks ago, man. That's the whole thing's we've only been shut down 4 weeks. You're only gone about 6-8 weeks ago. It was like not even like
March. 3rd of March, and I was back on the 13th of March. Yeah. 2 days later, the shit hit the fan, I remember. So we just missed the quarantine and all that kind of stuff. It was amazing. I grew up in New Zealand, like for about, 15 years or so. And I'd never ridden in the South Island. I've only driven around there in a caravan a long time ago. So went over with my brother, a few mates, and Blair came over as well. And it was an eye opener, especially for Blair coming from Perth, because there's no mountains there, and
it's pretty flat.
The roads are subpar, but best motorcycle roads I've ever been to. And the ride ups for years I've been reading about, saying they are the best motorcycle roads in the world, is definitely true. So amazing, mate. Just through the Alps, through the hot springs, on the coast. East Coast, West Coast, had a really good time. Good food. We didn't have a bad meal. Beautiful food, great beer, great wine, good company. Got back and, every night you're lying in bed at the end of a big day, and then you see all the fucking toilet paper dramas that were going on over in Australia. We didn't know what was going on. Blair was like, what the fuck's everyone doing, What's going on? I'm like, fuck, I don't know either, awesome trip.
Because I think we're at that stage now where the panic buying, it's all over. So, you can go to the shops, you can get everything. You don't need to queue it at opening in the morning.
Can we just say, can all of us just say, any of you motherfuckers out there went out there and did that, you're a fucking disgrace. Unless it was like tin sardines or baked beans. Sorry, Andy.
You're a special type of cunt if you went out and did that. I didn't give a fuck. Dead set. Who does that, man? For fuck's sake.
Fucking tell me about it. It's still happening here. Like the shops are still fucking empty every fucking day, like of all the fucking shit that you need. You know, you want to go buy one bag of fucking something, and it's not there.
We're all good now. We're all good because all the funny part is watching people like getting stuck with it all. So
yeah. We had a thing it came on the news here. Some dude walked back into a supermarket and asked if they wanted to buy all his toilet paper back because he had 150 packets or something. He goes,
That was so good.
I'll sell it to you for 30% off or some shit.
So good. Oh, man. Buddy, I'm going to have to shoot off, boys.
No worries, pal.
Great talking to you, brother. Good to see you.
Take it easy, fellas. Cheers.
Take care, bro.
Keep your chins up or chins down, hands up. You know how it is.
You're
Good
good.
to see you, Peasey. Good to see you, Pinky.
Happy anniversary for yesterday.
Thanks, man. Actually, I won't tell anyone where I am, but it's not home. But anyway, it's all good.
Oh, he's in the room. He's in the room. Who's with you?
See you guys.
All right, mate.
Andy, I just want to say thank you.
Oi. Heavy.
Go on. Oh, thank you too.
Thank you for the gift, mate. It's much appreciated. Muchas gracias, mate.
Muchas gracias, amigo. Man, Talisca, you look like James Bond and Hugh Hefner.
Oh, thank you. Just a bit younger, yeah. Hey, mate, take care.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
See you, mate.
And then there was 4.
Yeah.
So Donnie, I know you're keen to have a. I know you're keen to have a talk about WMC.
Well, I was, but Andy's fucking gone, isn't he? So it's pointless.
That's cool. I've actually got a question for you. I'll put you on the spot.
I will talk about it. Yeah. Yep.
What, in your opinion, and this is to all of you, what do you think would be the most prestigious belt that you could fight for? And that could be out of any sanctioning body, Lumpini, Raja. If you're one of your fighters said, you know, what's the most prestigious belt I could fight for, what would it be?
I think back in the day, I've always been a fan of Raja because it's the first and oldest stadium. I think it was, 45 or 46 they built it.
Yeah.
And just, it's the original, yeah?
Yeah.
I love the belt too. The belt's the most, in my opinion, the most beautiful belt with the elephants and just how the design of it. And then sort of Lumpini came in the mid-50s and they got a big name as well. But I think that was mainly a promoter's push as well, So my favourite stadium would be that. Yeah, Somchai came in and did amazing things, but the Raja Lumpini rivalry was amazing too, and that didn't happen that often. And then sort of late 80s, 90s, Channel 7 came in. I mean, talking now, quality wise, definitely Channel 7.
Yeah.
You only get the elite of the Thais fighting there every Sunday. So it's funny how it changes, but belt wise, for me, is definitely Raja, and then Lumpini, as far as longevity and that kind of thing. But quality wise of fighters now, it's definitely Channel 7. That's what I reckon.
Not Bangla Stadium or Bangla was pretty sweet.
Tawang Stadium's up there, mate. And then the whole outside. It's good to see WMC making a comeback because like as Peasey knows, he's been around longer than me.
Yeah.
That was the belt. That's whatever in Australia, outside of Thailand, that was the belt to fight for was WMC.
Yeah. True. Back then it was up till probably about 2008, about 2010. all went pear-shaped, unfortunately. It was more about money more so than the functioning body. So, yeah, I won't get into it because it's a bit of a touchy subject, unfortunately.
You know, like, for internationals, it's like everyone wants the big green one, you know? Everyone wants that WBC belt. And I think the way they do their rankings and stuff just makes it that little bit more like, you know,
definitely. They're ahead of the pack now. Definitely. I think you're right there, both of you guys. The green and gold, the allure of it is they've worked hard for years to get where they are now, and it's it's deservedly as well. Just nice to see the comeback of WMC because for me that was the belt that you strive to fight for, or one of your students to fight for, and it has to make a comeback. It has to. It's like it's going full circle, so it's coming back, and it's here to stay. It will be. Look at WBC years ago where they came from. We used to laugh at it. It's a boxing belt, and they went broke, and now it's been, it's had a top end full rebuild really. So now it's up the top. But if you look at it, it doesn't really matter to me what the belts are because it's the same sort of people in the rankings anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's you compare it to the Thais that fight Lumpini or Raja. It's the same Thais.
The way, as long as there's like a ranking system where you've actually got you can't just have some dude who sells lots of tickets challenging someone for a belt and stuff. As long as it's some sort of, you've got to earn your spot to actually be willing to be able to go for that belt. I think they're worth respecting. If it's just some fucking belt that two people from the same city can fight for Tom or someone else, then who gives a fuck anyway? The international belts go, like WMC and WBC are the two top ones. Obviously, they're the only two that matter really in Muay Thai. All the rest of them, it's nice to have them hanging up in the gym and shit. They're good for advertising, but they don't really mean a whole heap, if you know what I mean. Sure, some people will get offended by that, but as long as there is an official ranking system and the best have to fight the best, then they're worth respecting. Same, just like how the stadiums work in Bangkok. You've got to earn your keep. You've got to get your name out there and you've got to build up because you're a popular person.
I think that's one thing that I really, really like about Muay Thai compared to boxing is Muay Thai people are just, you and you would make a good fight. Okay, used to fight, they fight. Boxing, it's like, okay, I want to fight him, but in order to fight him, you've got to jump through all these hoops just to fight one person, and it's all about records. Whereas Muay Thai is just fight. You win, you lose, who cares? If it's a good fight, you both fight hard, who cares? You're not gonna lose anything from it,
Yeah.
I think that's
right. There's more people taking that on with that whole just letting guys fight and stuff. Shit, like it's Adelaide used to be a shocker for, they aim for these 2 big fights a year and then the rest of the year you're not fighting. Whereas now people are just racking up fights. They're fighting more regularly, stepping up more regularly. Everyone knows what I'm like with my guys. If they're fit, then they can fight anyone really in Australia. And I think more people are starting to take that on. Obviously, you've got to pick and choose. Like, some people can't have that done to them, but the ones who can, then you do it, And they're the ones who earn their name, so they actually get the title shots and stuff.
Yeah.
So there's not as much picking and choosing as there used to be. Like, and so the gyms that do the picking and choosing are getting left behind. Peasey as the promoter, you'd know that. Like, these guys that want to pick and choose who they fight and get fucked, don't fight on the show, or sort of thing. I'm stoked to have you back as a promoter, by the way.
Thanks, mate. I haven't happened yet. We've got to wait. A little bit. But, look. With that, Pink, I agree with you. People should just fight. I mean, if you've had 15, 20, 25, 30 fights, realistically, you should be able to fight anybody.
Anyone.
Too many people, as you said before, look to protect their record. I'm not going to fight. He's had one more fight than me, or all that sort of shit. That's garbage. I mean, if you're a fighter, you should fight. Like the reputable gyms out there, which we don't know who they are, but they'll always do that anyway. Like you guys, myself, Darren, Blett, all those guys, they'll jump in at any drop of the hat. the new gyms that are coming on board, they're trying to protect their record and build up their little genre of fighters, and making them. You go to a fight shop here with any names and so forth, but you can go to a fight show and there'll be 15, 20 belts on a fight show.
Yeah.
Now that loses credibility. So then you're going to fight for a strap. So you've got 5 or 6 people that hold the one Australian title or South Pacific title. Yeah. Be it one sanction to the second match. As far as I'm concerned, it should be 1 and 2 be fighting off. So if there was a unified Australian rankings, which there should be, rather than WKA or WKA, WKBF, all those sorts of things, it should be just one group. Now, if one can't fight 2 or whatever, so forth, the next one comes down and so forth. It's a horrible system. Yeah. Probably more in Queensland than you guys, because we don't really have a master arts control board. So.
I reckon it's all over, Peasey. It's all over the world. You go to any European country outside, it's the same. It's exactly the same story wherever you go. It's like that.
Yeah, it's a horrible thing, unfortunately. And ticket sellers are the ones that are getting these title shots and so forth. They're not really up there in the rankings, and it drops the credibility of the sport down. So that's what I hate. So with my show, we're going to, because it's at the casino, we're actually asking for a dress standard. So again, we're talking collared shirts and so forth. And if that comes to fruition, which we think it will, we're going to bring class back to Muay Thai. Like Warren to Shore, you guys are both we had a class,
definitely
classy clientele, the whole thing like that. People wanted to come to the show. Yeah. Next step up was evolution. So we all work hand in hand to do that. Now everyone else thinks they can make $1 million out of being a promoter, which we all know they can't. And that's where it all, unfortunately, especially in Queensland, that is a detriment to our sport, 100%. Because I think Queensland now is probably, I don't like to be rude, probably in the 3rd or 4th. WA's leaps and bounds ahead of everybody else. New South Wales is coming on good. Victoria's come on good. South Australia's coming good. Queensland has not, unfortunately. Yeah, so we'll see what happens.
I think a lot of people rest on their laurels with Queensland. Hey, like they didn't bother adapting to the Thai style. Like there's only a few gyms back in the day doing real Thai style.
Yeah.
What do you call it, Donnie? What do you call the Queensland Muay Thai?
K1 with elbows.
Yeah, that's big.
K1 with elbows.
But it was
that's not you, Peasey. That's not.
I know.
That's not directed. Blair and I, we were Townsville, Mackay, Pride and Glory years ago, and we were up to no good, bit of mischief and having a laugh, and I yelled out at the Queenslanders, it's just K1 with elbows. But the kids in Queensland are amazing. There's so many of them. They start so young, and there's kids that are 7, 8 years old. I think that's the strength. But the other problem is there's a lot of gyms around now, not just Queensland, but they're not pure Muay Thai gyms. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's where that hybrid style comes from, and that's what when I tell my guys, I don't really have that too many fighters now because I've been there and done that, but I've always said, okay, when we go to Queensland, it's going to be different. We're going to have to fight like this. They'll be coming at you like this. So we're going to try and outkick them and clinch them. But in the early days, when I brought a boy up to fight Aaron, your boy, Peasey, Aaron Lee.
Yeah.
That was the golden era, man. Around that time, late 80s, 2001, 2, 3, 4, 5, up to there.
Yeah,
the guys were just, there was less gyms, but there was less, they didn't have the quantity, but the quality was there.
Yeah.
And then now I see, it's just rush in, throw as many shots as you can, throw elbows, and regardless if they hit you on the head or the arm, they're still going to score.
Yeah,
which is, what I mean? And that's, I've seen that in every state. I've seen that in every state. It's not just Queensland. It's just there's a lot more gyms around now. And that can be a good thing. It can be a bad thing. It just depends on your perspective of what Muay Thai is. You know what I mean? Fucking Melbourne is the heart of kickboxing in Australia. Back to the 80s and 90s. I didn't get here till 97. And I'm like, man, it's all. I didn't know what kickboxing was when I came here. Now you look at Melbourne, we've got some really good pure stylists now. You know, we're lucky we've got a lot of good Thai trainers here, but also it's just evolved into what it should have. You know what it is now. You know what I reckon we're right up there now. Trying to give anyone in Australia a run for their money with Muay Thai. You know.
Do you guys think a big problem is people being too quick to open a gym, like not doing their apprenticeship? Do you think that's one of the biggest problems? The biggest problem, I think.
Education is, especially for Muay Thai, is not. It's non-existent. If you open up a gym, you should have, let's put it this way: someone can have one fight under you, quit, go and open a gym, start up their own thing, put fighters through.
Yeah,
financials whatsoever, at all, and we see that up here quite a lot. What I feel should happen is the education pathway is so forget sanctioning bodies is they should have assisted gyms. So you got your A quality gym and so forth. And if somebody's got and they want to open up a gym, they should be able to come to you once a month and just get critiqued and do things and show them things. Unfortunately, it doesn't happen. Everybody thinks a Muay Thai trainer, and you go to a fight show now, you get 25 fights on a fight card. 25 fights. That's two fights. That's 2 fight shows. You know, the horrible thing. Unfortunately, Queensland really has gone backwards.
And then people don't get trainer.
Dog their trainer. So hopefully it'll come back. Maybe not this year, but next year it should be okay with Guy, myself, and King, and then obviously the small ones. So hopefully the smart people will know where to go, what to do. So, but as I said, our credential lost in about 2011 when guys like Preacher, Aaron Lee, Peasey, Soren, all those sort of guys retired. I'm now I've got a lot of really, really good fighters that have come to my gym from Melbourne and so forth, and other gyms up here. So I've got a pretty good fight team. So I've got no real worries for myself because I stick to what my traditional thing is. We go to Thai, we train, we all go, like you guys, same thing, There's certain gyms I'll go to and train, bring my stuff back, and I'll still talk to my trainers over there all the time, as you guys all do as well. And get critique myself, and that's the best thing about it. So I'm not the bees all end all. I mean, I like the other guys to sort of put their input in as well.
Yeah. But you've got no ego. You've got no ego, so you can actually realise you have to learn as well. Like I'm always learning, and that's the big thing. Is you have to realise as a trainer, not just in words that you know you have to learn more, but actually understand that you're not the bee's knees when it comes to anything, and that we have to constantly be learning.
Look, the sport has evolved. Even in Thailand, like you go back to the golden era, which was a thing for us, golden era. Everyone was. They fought hard, good technique. But nowadays, all these guys are doing, looking for the crowd, and come to round 5, they're all putting their hands in the air, walking around because they think they've won the fight. You've got 2 or 3 good rounds of fighting. Back in the 90s and in the early 2000s, man, they just fought. Everyone fought. And that was the difference about now. Everyone's just worried about protecting their records, social media accounts, the whole thing. Those things have really put a bit of a dampening in the sport. And I went to uni 2013 because one of my fighters was fighting for me, and I yelled at him in the corner, and he actually froze. And I talked to him after. He said, "Mate, you yelled at me." I said, "What do you mean?" He was belting me, but you yelling at me in the corner. I go, "I always yell at my fighters. You get a bit of a fucking reaction out of them," but it didn't work. So he clammed up. He's a little good mate of mine, but I decided I'd do it.
Imagine if he gave him a Don Miller slap. Fuck.
Yes.
Well, I used to do that with Peasey and all those guys. Used to be able to slap him, give them a slight lean into the corner. If I leaned into the ear, they knew they were in trouble. So I went and did Bachelor of Sports Coaching at University of Queensland to understand the mentality of the new athlete. It's really different, a lot different.
No, there's no.
I might close shop and take off.
Back in the day, fighters used to just be tough, tough, and you add some technique in. Whereas now it's technique and try and add some tough in.
True. Yeah. But the funny thing about all that is all the guys that were in that era, like Don, you were there, Pinky, you were there as well. All these guys are stuck together. Like, we all talk, we'll go to a fight show, we'll get a photo with each other, chat, have a beer, whatever.
Yeah.
New people do that. You know what I mean? So I think the unity, once COVID-19 is finished up, I think the unity of back with getting our fighters back into fight games and so forth will be a little bit more smoother. I think coaches should be looking forward to it. I am.
Yeah.
It'll be good.
Yeah, so
Sure.
I mean, between the three of you guys, you've got a ridiculous amount of experience.
Yeah.
Was that?
Sorry, mate.
Sorry, guys. Between the three of you
go to Queensland. There's more people up there that know me than in Melbourne, which is because we're talking about new gyms and stuff.
Yeah.
There's so many new gyms here, and I see a card, and I'm like, whoa, it's such a good thing though. But I'm like, go up to Queensland, I go to Perth, Donnie, how are you, mate? Good catching up. All the old time trainers, a lot of the old time fighters new. It is good. It's like, whoa, I'm more popular outside of Victoria because there's a lot of new gyms. Yeah. Sorry, mate.
I'm way more popular outside of Adelaide than I am in Adelaide. Because no one likes my opinion.
So speaking of
you're
opinions,
an open book, mate. You're an open book. It's a good thing.
Speaking of
you're
opinions,
an open
Pinky,
X-ray book.
when's the next rant coming out?
Let's give Mudsy a turn. Mudsy.
No, I just want to know.
Sorry, Mudsy.
When and what's the next rant coming out?
Next one, I haven't actually done one. I have an idea. I'm probably going to do one this week. Let's say by Friday, I'll have one out.
Yep.
I've got a couple little ideas. The thing is, with my rants, like the reason why I'll pump some out and then I won't do one for ages is because I have to be fucking like fired up for it.
You got to be in the mood, yeah.
Yeah, it has to be something that actually someone said to me and planted the seed, and I'm pissed off, or I'm pumped by it, so I've got to get into it straight away. But I've got a few little ideas that I've had sent through to me, and I'll probably end up doing one this week. I might do one about
Can I have a guess? It might be.
What do you reckon, Donnie?
It might be the door frame chin-up bar challenge. Would that be right? Are you going to put the feelers out and try and buy one? Look, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Just tell me, okay? Wow.
Oh shit. Yeah, slightly wrong, slightly off. But yeah, I haven't.
Is it the Rothschild banking system?
Oh, bro. That's another day. That's my pinky. That's my Facebook account, not my YouTube account.
Hey, how come you got hair again? I thought you were bald before. Last time I saw you were bald.
What was that? Me?
What's going on there?
Oh, I'm
Your
still
hair's
am.
come back.
No. I've got like look how big my forehead is, bro. And I've got nothing up there. It's just I haven't bothered shaving because I haven't had a fight show to go to. So
front on, you're really good. Like just face to face, about there, just there.
Do you
really
want to
good.
Can't share COVID, bro. Can't share it. Yeah,
I know, man.
Not enough hair these days. I'm still pretty though. I make up for it.
You are. You're pretty, and you make up for it.
What was that?
And that I can't say it. We live.
Well, I actually, guys, I did a podcast yesterday.
Guys, when's the next?
Sorry, mate.
I was just going to say, when's the next chat?
The next chat, mate, we can do another one.
Can I just say, yeah.
Whenever you want, my friend.
I'm so glad Adam King's not in this chat. Is he listening to this?
He'll be in the next one.
Oh shit! I
saw him in his little. I saw Adam when I saw you in your little fucking cadet naval outfit. It was so cute, mate. I love it. Can you send me some more, like a calendar version?
Oh, that's going to go down well.
Oh, boys.
No, I love him, mate. He's a good kid. I love him. He's a good
He
kid.
can be on the next one with you, Donny.
Yeah, easy, mate. As long as he wears a robe.
Oh. Well, boys, before we wrap this up, is there anything else that you boys like to say?
Just everyone, man, don't forget to stay fit and then get the fuck back in the gym when everything opens up.
Peasey?
Yeah, probably the
Basically,
same.
what Pinky said.
Yeah, I'll double that.
Yeah, go, Mark. Sorry, mate.
No, it's all right, mate. Same as Pinky and you. As I said, just keep fit, stay healthy. Look forward to getting back in the gym and doing what we do best.
Yeah.
If I keep drinking any more Heineken, I'm in trouble.
Everyone, stay focused, guys. When you feel down, just make sure you contact me. We've got this premium oil here.
Yeah,
If
nice.
that's for you, if you're into downers. Also, there's the Talisker single malt for those of you who like to drink. I know Pinky doesn't. He prefers this. But if you need any, contact me. I'll do you a good deal. 1-800-DON-MILLAR.
Hey, Donny, have a look.
Oh, nice. What is
So the wife, she's
Have you renovated?
Wifey's in her PJs.
Oh, I didn't see it. It was too quick. Can you pan back, please?
Yeah, I'll take you over. I'll take you guys over there to have a look at the wife.
Oh,
Are we still live, Muzzy?
We are.
Oh, hello. How are you? She looks good. She looks really good.
She always
You
looks
look good too. Yeah,
Thanks,
she
brother.
always
Thank
does.
you.
She's my favourite Thai wife in South Australia.
Wife's what?
Righto, boys. Well, thanks very much for your time, and we'll be chatting soon. Appreciate it.
Easy, brother. Thank you very much for
Thanks,
inviting me in.
Muzzy. We'll talk soon, guys. Thank you
See you
for
later.
staying
Thank you.
relaxed.
See you, Donny. See you, Mudsy. Take care,
See you,
guys.
boys.
Thank you.
All right,
All the
talk
best.
soon.
Fighters around the world ask questions and investigate the lives of great warriors, revered and notorious, infamous and legendary. That to me is glorious. Come kick it, still talk some shit with me. I'll ask so you can answer and explain to me the history. I had to throw a vicious knee. I got a passion for the art of 8 limbs. I'm just asking from the heart. So as I conclude this interview, thanks so much for sitting through. Loved all the fighters and the folks that listen. This for you.